So last week in our SCE class, the Eye of the Storm class that many of you were in, we were taking this class together. Um, and also in Gary Simmons' book, of the same title, Eye of the Storm, he talks about how we can live into this idea that I am the way, the truth, and the life. And it's a really beautiful part of the book. So I wanted to share it with you today, um, from my own personal perspective, right? My own spin, because I think it can be a key to help us unlock our ability to rise above that crucifixion consciousness and be the energy of resurrection. Okay, so what does it look like to be the way of God? What does that mean? What does that look like? Well, I am the way of God when I see every person in front of me, every person I encounter, every person I think about through the eyes of love. And when I can allow that infinite divine love to pour itself through me, as me, to that person, I am being the way of God. So remember a couple weeks ago, I was talking about how we are all here together on this planet at this particular moment in time, this unique moment in time, for a specific purpose. And the essence of that purpose really is to awaken to oneness and to help others awaken to oneness. That's really what it is at its core. Now that looks different for everyone. Everyone expresses that idea differently, thankfully, but that's what it is at its core. And so we are either living our purpose, being the way of God, or we're being in the way of God, right? I am in the way of God when I resist that divine urge within me to shine my light. I am being in the way of God when I am rejecting my true purpose, when I am rejecting living from the highest divine love within me. I am in the way of God. So, that, and then frankly, that's when difficulties begin to arise, when we experience trouble in our lives, or should I say opportunities for growth, because that's what they are, right? This is what they are. Opportunities for growth help get us back on track. They help remind us who we are and why we're truly here. And so, I know that this is not always easy, not always easy to do, right? Easy to say, not so easy to do. It is not so easy to do to see the divine light in someone who is acting stupidly or selfishly, or who is mean or thoughtless or cruel even, right? Not easy. But if we can breathe through it and attempt to rise our consciousness, to be able to see, intentionally lift our consciousness, to be able to see it from a higher perspective, connect in our heart and see if we can see from that viewpoint of oneness, the viewpoint that we are all this I am. We can begin to see the Christ within that person, their inner divinity, however asleep it might be. If we can begin to see that and then open our heart and allow that love to pour through us to this person, we're being the way of God. And so I invite you to bring to mind someone with whom you might be having some difficulty, somebody who might be, troublesome in your life, Could be a, close relationship, could be somebody, casually, somebody you just have heard of, but you got a lot of judgments around, right? Everybody got someone? All right, so bring them to mind. Take a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, focus in your heart center, and now intentionally lift your consciousness above the duality, above separation consciousness, and see if you can begin to see oneness there. You see if you can open to this idea that we are all this one I am, that this person is this too, and see if maybe you can see, maybe they're in pain. Maybe they need love. They need our love. They're probably in pain. Can you see that? So open your heart and send them love, that infinite love that pours through us. Just focus that towards this person and see them experiencing that, receiving that in this moment. Take a deep breath and bring your awareness back. All right, so now, what does it mean to be the truth of God? What does it mean to be the truth of God? Well, that's really our ability to see the truth in any situation, to see the truth in any situation. So Gary says in his book, Eye of the Storm, you are the truth of God when you are a witness to the activity or presence of God in a situation. When you see God in the situation, you are being the truth of God. So, when we're having a great day and everybody's nice to us and the weather's great and everything is going smoothly and we don't run into any traffic and the birds are singing and we're noticing the blossoms, it's really easy to see the divine truth in that situation, right? But not every day is like that, right? There are some days, some stretches of time in our lives that it feels like the universe is against us, that we just can't catch a break, that we feel like we just have to struggle through the situation. So what then, right? So our job in that moment is to be willing. It's a willingness to be willing to see above that level, that realm of duality, and see it possibly from the highest viewpoint and open our heart to it. Open our heart to that situation and call forth a blessing from it. Call forth a blessing from it. That's what we want to do. And when we do that, things begin to open up. That's when we experience the blessing. Something transformational can be birthed in that moment. So again, bring to mind a situation in your life that is challenging. Something you feel like you're kind of struggling through, something that doesn't feel like it's moving forward. Bring it to mind. And again, close your eyes, go back to that center, take a deep breath from your heart center. And again, intentionally, raise your consciousness above this realm of duality. This human, dense, physical realm of duality, of separation, of feeling powerless. We want to jump above that to that realm of wholeness and divine light, and see if we can see that situation from that highest point of view. Open your heart to the situation. And right now, call forth a blessing. I call forth a blessing from this experience. And be open to seeing it. Be open to seeing it. Okay, take a deep breath and bring your awareness back. Yeah, that is seeing the truth of God. That's being the truth of God.